Welcome to Sofa City Sounds. I'm super excited about this show. I just learned about these guys maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I'm already getting to interview them. Their music is fucking sick. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, we're Sun Below. I'm Jay. I play guitar and do vocals.
My name's Will. I play drums and do a lot of the production for the band.
I'm Liam. I play bass.
Hi, Liam. Well, it's nice to actually meet you guys. This is awesome. And congratulations on being on the bill for the Festival of the Whiskey Pit for Ryfield Studios,
Yeah,
which is why we're here.
Yeah, we're very stoked.
Yeah, I can only talk about 3 bands out of the full lineup, but so far, the whole fucking lineup is sick. Every band is awesome, but so far, the first 3 bands, the first band I would have bought my ticket, but the first 3 bands are already a sick lineup, and you guys be a great show already. So yeah, I'm excited, but it's not about me; it's about you guys and how you got here. So where would you like to start?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how much time we have, how far back you want to go into the humble beginnings.
Well,
I mean, if you want
Sorry, what?
If you want the quick Spark Notes version, I had put an ad out on Kijiji saying drummer looking to start a band, and Jay reached out to me, and we were jamming with 2 other guys at that time, Mike and Garrison. Mike was playing bass, Garrison was playing guitar, and then shortly after that, Mike left the project. Garrison switched over to bass. We did that for a few years, put out 3 EPs, a full-length record, and then Garrison left the band for his own reasons, and then Liam to join, and we've since put out a split EP with Earthalter, and we've done a couple of tours for that. We've played lots of shows, and working on a whole bunch of other stuff, and we love Stoner Doom.
Awesome.
That was a really good Spark Notes.
That was I don't think you missed anything. That was fantastic. So let's spread that out a little bit. So how did the 3 of you in a little bit more detail, how did the 3 of you get together?
I've met Will.
You just gave us a super short version, so
I met Will the same way that Will met Jay. Him and I started a band the same day, I think, that Will.
The day after.
Yeah.
So same Kijiji ad.
Yeah. So that's
a lot of traffic at that ad.
Yeah. He was a hard man to get a hold of, but that's how I met Will, and then just sort of as the years went by, I was introduced to Jay and Garrison and the music. I sat in on a couple sessions, and then when Garrison took his leave, I stepped in, and that's kind of how I entered Fray.
Awesome. Right on. And how did you guys all fall into the metal scene? What was it that turned you on about metal? I imagine it was from a very young age, like myself. So when was it that you first knew you guys were metalheads? You guys were in the scene.
I remember when I was 12 or 13, really getting into Sabbath, Zeppelin, AC/DC, kind of all the older hard rock and proto metal bands, and then kind of following that path into thrash metal and death metal, black metal, all that kind of stuff. I was playing in a mixed heavy metal thrash band from the time I was 16 to about 20 years old. And then I kind of took a while off of playing guitar, and only probably maybe a year before, getting back in touch with Will through his Kijiji ad, did I really start kind of teaching myself guitar and getting back into it. And then slowly my appearance went back to what it was when I was 17, plus a beard. So kind of metalhead for a very long time, but a few different looks through the way.
My hair's been every color of the rainbow. I completely identify with that. And what about you guys?
For me, just always really been into rock and roll and heavier sort of music. Huge Led Zeppelin fan. I had, all the different phases growing up. I was a Who fan for a while, like a huge Who fan for a while. Obsessed with Black Sabbath forever. But I guess it wasn't until I really started to find bands like Caius and Sleep and Fu Manchu and Queens of the Stone Age and all these other bands that I really started to get into like heavier music. And when I heard that music for the first time, it inspired me to want to start my own bands and start doing my own stuff. And yeah, that Kijiji ad is kind of what started it all for me. And I guess the three of us too, like it would, met separately but brought together over time.
Yep.
The fact that it was
Metal will do that to you.
yeah, a day apart or something, that it's like you met me through one way and Liam that way, and then kind of all of us are here, 7 years later. It's like,
Yeah.
Even the seeds for this lineup were planted all that way back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, like
awesome.
Sun Below, and then the other band that we started together, it's called the Electric Cactus. Those were my first two bands. And I'm still in both of those
cool.
bands, still loving every second of it.
Being in Sun
That's
Below is an
awesome.
interesting progression for me in terms of like my foray into heavy metal music, because I had started off like listening to just blues and hard rock, like Zeppelin, from a very young age, and like I did listen to some metal in my formative years, like Metallica and Slayer, but like when I decided I wasn't going to go to college or university and I was going to pursue music, it was just kind of like taste every potion and listen to, anything that's out there. And then, I went deeper into metal and subgenres and everything. But after joining Sun Below, then I started really getting into like doom. Like I hadn't listened to Sleep before Sun Below, and now that's kind of like, one of the metrics for how we want to sound.
Nice. That's fun. That's awesome. Right on. You guys obviously, your sound shows that you guys are all comfortable together. Like I was saying backstage, I only got to listen to a little bit of a lot of the music that you guys have. I've only been able to listen to a little bit of it so far. But your flow is great. Your sound is fantastic. I love it. So you guys have a unique sound. So, and you're very, very loud for three people.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. It is. It's great. I like bands like that. The smaller the bands, the louder the sound. Like Heavy Breather, there's only 2 of them, but it sounds like there's 15 of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys convey that well.
And I think the uniqueness stems
right.
from being in a large pond with a bunch of people that love Black Sabbath, and how we can interpret it in a different way. And I think that's it.
Yeah, definitely. So what would you guys what would you guys classify yourselves as far as your genre of music goes? Sorry, there's a weird guy standing next to me smoking what looks like a cigarette.
He heard you were talking about us, so he wants in.
Well, I mean, everybody should be listening to you guys.
Yeah.
So
Well, we have a self-described sound that we've been kind of playing off of for a number of years. We call it sativa rock, because we never I guess that was more back in the day when we played a lot faster, and over time our sound just got a lot slower and heavier. And just to put in an example, when we first kind of got going, we started making these demo EPs that we called Black Volume 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of the material from the second and third EP ended up making it onto our debut full length. And re-recording, for example, one of those songs that was called Holy Drifter, when we did the original version on Black Volume 2, I believe it was somewhere around 11 minutes. And by the time we've fast forwarded, what was that, like 2 or 3 years after that, and we really established our sound, we recorded the exact same song with technically less music, but it ended up being 14 and a half minutes just because we played it that much slower. And I remember even as soon as we did it, it was just like, whoa, I think we're onto something here. Like it was like a maturity thing. If we just keep getting
Yep.
louder, but also simultaneously getting slower, it kind of, pushed us into the direction that we've gone into from then on.
That's awesome. Kind of like from crawling to walking, but going backwards with your speed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's just
That's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. Finding that right groove, that right tempo or whatever. And it's like, okay, oh, this fits. And oh, listen to how much different and heavier that same riff sounds, just a few BPM slower.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah,
deceiving
no, that's awesome.
how, how hard it can be sometimes playing music at such like low tempos, just coming from my background in music. This is the first band that I've been in that's like truly like doom and heavy metal. So like I remember when I joined the band, I thought like, oh shit, man, like all these songs are slow. It's gonna be a breeze. It's like, no, man. Like you have to be so patient and so aware of like the BPM. So it's slow, but it's not as easy as it looks, kids.
You can kind of get lost in it too a bit when you're just riding out like a certain groove or a riff, and it's like, oh, how many times do we play this again? Is it 8 times? Is it 16 times? And
yeah, one of us ends the song on a verse, and everybody else is on the last chorus.
That's funny. That's cool though. Yeah, no, you can hear that you guys are finding your wave. So, which is awesome. What's your writing process like now that you've found your spot?
it kind of varies between, like, sometimes one of us might have an idea and kind of bring it in, or like I might have a few riffs or something and think, hey, I think we can kind of go in this direction with it, and then it might sort of change once we get in and start kind of I get, even just talking about tempos, like you might have an idea that it starts like this, and then it's like, oh, maybe we should slow it down, maybe we should speed that up a little bit. And then some other ideas just come out of like loosely jamming, would just be like, hey, let's just jam for a little bit, and then you kind of stumble upon a riff or a section that works. And then I usually have my phone handy with a cheap voice recorder on it, and then afterwards I'll kind of listen back for any kind of hidden nuggets or anything that sound good, and then try to tweak it, repurpose it so it can be something functional. But yeah, and I think we've just been very comfortable over the last couple of years, since Liam's joined in too, and kind of finding like how we work together and everything. And yeah, we've been on a pretty good writing kick the last couple of months too, which when you're riding that wave, you want to try to keep it going as much as you can. And yeah, it's been fun.
We've done a lot of experimenting with the writing process as well. Like, there's even been times where, for instance, Jay will have a riff. He's not sure how it should kind of go, or if he has like a couple ideas and not sure how they come together. Like Liam will pick up a guitar, or I'll pick up a guitar, or Jay will play bass, just to kind of get the writing process going, to kind of inspire you in a different way. And then once we've kind of established how the song should go, we all pick up our normal instruments and we get back to going.
Cool.
Very free.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome. That's a really interesting way to pull things together.
Well, we all play multiple instruments, and we all have multiple, inspirations when it comes to music, and we all hear things a little bit differently. And it's so easy for us too. Like, I don't know if other bands are like this. Like, I know we're play
simply too good.
Like it's almost like everything's so natural. We like,
it's the chemistry. I guess.
We have really great chemistry, and yeah, like, I don't know. Sometimes we just look at each other and we're like, why is this so easy?
Yeah.
Never question comfort.
Right. Yeah.
No, never question that. That's well, I mean, it shows in your music that it comes naturally to all you guys, and that's cool that you guys all play different types of instruments as well. Like I know there's a lot of musicians that do play multiple instruments, but I have to say, I think this is the first time that it's been mentioned, or maybe second time it's been mentioned. It's not something that comes up often. I'm spilling coffee on myself. Fantastic. I'm not even drunk.
even with our like me and Liam's other project, there's a lot of crossover as far as like bands that Sun Below plays with and what Electric Cactus plays with. and we were just playing a show on the weekend. And in Electric Cactus, I sing and play guitar, and Liam plays guitar as well. So we were playing with a band called Old Time Moonshine, which Ryfield Fest is definitely very familiar with. And Sun Below is great friends with. But when they saw the two of us on stage standing in the wrong positions, they were like, what's going on here, man? Like, get back to your spots, you know? And it's a lot of fun.
Well, even
Yeah, Old Time Moonshine's awesome too. So that's
yeah,
right on.
definitely. Well, it's even weird for me when I see these guys play with Electric Cactus, and there's always a part of me when they're setting up that I'm like, should I be on stage right now? Like, maybe I'll just get in there and bring an extra guitar just in case.
Yeah,
like,
right on.
Lead into, you know, both bands lead into each other, and like even now I'm finding that like I'll be sitting with a guitar at home thinking of, you know, a riff for one band, like, well, our other project, and then like I'll be playing with it, and then by the time it comes like the next Sun Below rehearsal, I'm like, damn, that's like a bass line. It's not a guitar riff at all.
Yeah. Oh, that must be difficult sometimes when you think of one thing and you're not sure which band to send it to as far as ideas goes.
If it fits, it fits. It's got to go where it's got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have too. Of if you're flowing that much creatively, and you got multiple ideas. It's like, hey, it could fit here, it could fit there.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. No, that's awesome. Right on. Well, who's your favorite Ninja Turtles? Not all my questions are, but
I like the Rat.
Probably Raphael.
Yeah, probably the Rat guy.
I know it throws you right off when I ask it, right? Last year it was, or last week it was, he was Crazy Socks on. The week before it was, what's your favorite soft drink? I always ask a weird question. So sorry. Well, who did you say your favorite Ninja Turtle was?
My favorite guy is the Rat. The Ninja Turtle. Splinter, yeah.
Shredder?
I can't say he's a turtle
Or
for
not
sure.
Shredder, Splinter.
Splinter?
Yeah, Master
Raphael is my
Splinter.
favorite Ninja Turtle.
I know
Yeah,
it goes,
he's killer too.
it's out of bounds, but the Rat, absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, no, I mean he was the master of the turtles, so I suppose it still works.
I guess being Italian, I'd have to go with was it Michelangelo ate all the pizzas or something?
Yeah.
Is that it? I guess that'd be the one.
Yeah, right on. I don't know. Donatello was always my favorite. I don't know why, but yeah, no, I don't know. I always throw in a weird question to just kind of mix it up a little bit.
I wish I had some prep time for it. I could have really dug into it.
Who's the turtle with the stick? Who's the guy with the stick? You can really beat up a bad guy
Donatello.
with a stick. All right.
Yeah, Donatello. He's my.
Moving
Oh,
on,
wait, there.
it's that
Who
guy.
was the other one? There was also with the. You mean with the hockey stick? Casey Jones.
Fontanella? No.
Casey Jones was awesome.
Adrian Brody?
Yeah, it looks like Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
One of the
Did he
turtles?
play?
No, the human. Maybe he did play.
Did he play Casey Jones?
He may have. If he hasn't, he should.
Yeah.
Should. He'd be a great Casey Jones. Right on. I when my kids were first able to like talk and stuff, I introduced them to Ninja Turtles, and now they're huge fans. So I try to drop it in most of my conversations when I'm doing interviews. So, and I sometimes it makes it a little awkward. Sometimes it opens up more conversation. I don't plan these things. I just go with the flow and see how the interview goes, I guess.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Well, I mean, I try not to do too much research or structure it too much because I like it to be fun. I like it to be interesting. I like surprises to happen. The more structure, I find at the end of the night, sometimes I'm like, oh, how come I didn't ask that question, or I forgot to ask this, or what? So I just threw all the rules out the window, and this is how it goes.
Yeah,
So,
just fire them off.
Rules are meant to be thrown in the garbage.
Yeah.
right? Definitely. I have a dumpster fire tattooed on my arm. That's right.
Nice.
So yeah. So okay, well, do you guys have any shout outs? And then we'll get to your social media. Who are bands that you guys work with or would love other people to go and see and
How
discover?
much time do we have? That list is pretty long.
I know
Yeah,
it's huge. We have about 25 minutes.
There's an
Okay, well, I guess Yeah, at the top of my head, just because I just play with like Cannabis for sure, great friends of ours. Old Time Moonshine, Ox, Sons of Arrakis, Low Orbit, Twin
Earth
Banshee,
Altar.
Earth Altar. How can we forget Earth Altar?
John Spencer.
We love you, boys. Oh God, there's so many more.
I know.
Who did
It'll
I?
be so awkward at the next show when we play with the band. We'll forget.
Who have I missed? Old Time Ox, Sun Below, Sun Below,
Some below, yeah.
Sun Below,
We say Low Orbit.
I heard they're pretty good.
Low Orbit. Yeah,
There's just too many. And it's Sophie's
Astral
choice.
Witch.
You
Astral Witch.
Astral
Can't
Witch,
forget
yeah.
Astral Witch. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
they're awesome.
What do you mean? Who else?
There's just too many good bands in the scene. Information
There's
overload.
so many.
Master Shredder and the Turtles. I think we talked about them.
Yeah.
It's always
They're
great
on
to
the
be on-
top of
it's
my
always great
list
to be on
right
the road
now.
with them.
Yeah, they're headlining this festival, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's any band that works with Black Throne Productions. I guess we can shout out Black Throne.
yeah.
Yeah.
Our boys Zach and
Definitely.
Ryan.
Zach, Ryan, Paul.
Anything you see Black Throne Productions putting on, we're either involved or it's friends of ours that are playing.
Awesome. Awesome. Right on. Well, that's fantastic. And where can everybody find you on, I say the socials, I make it sound like I'm over 40. I don't really want people to know that. But where can everybody find you on social media?
We're on all the platforms: Instagram at Sunbelow Band, Facebook, Bandcamp is the best way to get merch from us. Shirts, we've got records still in stock of our split record with Earth Altar, Inter Terra Solis. Yeah, we're on streaming on all Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all that sort of stuff. YouTube.
Sweet.
Just
We're
you
not
won't
hard to
find us
find.
on TikTok.
Always
We're too old for that.
yeah. That
I
one's
have a
tough.
TikTok.
Help us with that.
It's mainly just for me to go, hi guys, I'm interviewing these people tonight. That's mostly what my TikTok is. So, but yeah. Okay. So what do you guys got coming up for shows?
So our next show is May 18th at the Doors Pub in Hamilton.
Sick.
And that's with Mooch. They're doing a tour in support of, I believe they're releasing a new album. I know they've put some singles out.
Cool.
And a lot of the familiar faces that we just shouted out are going to be either at that show or on shows on the tour, again, presented by Black Throne Productions.
Yeah.
Our show is going to be with Ox, who I know they're going to be on this festival, so it's always great to spend time with them. It feels like we've been on like a 2-year-long tour with them on and off shows we've played, but it's been great. And then I believe also Midnight Trippers on that bill, May 18th.
Wicked. They're from my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's cool. Where are you guys from? Where are you guys out of?
So I'm actually we say that the band is from the GTA Toronto, but I'm actually out in Curtis, which is just east of Oshawa. And
Okay.
then,
We're from Hamilton.
Okay.
We're transients,
on.
man.
So
We're
one
from
of the-
wherever you want us to be from.
We're from
Yeah.
your hometown.
Yeah.
this is kind
That's
of from even
awesome.
the evolution of the band too. Of at one point we were playing shows in Oshawa and getting marketed as an Oshawa local band, and
Yeah.
now that it's the balance shifted with Liam coming in, so now we're a Hamilton local band. But I've literally only been in Hamilton basically just to play shows, so or hang out at their rehearsal space.
That's cool. Right on. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm sorry that I cut you off on what you were saying about shows. It just came up that they were from where I was from. So I ADHD. I'm sorry.
No problem.
It happens
Yeah, no
sometimes.
worries.
So, but no, that's killer that you guys are playing with Midnight Tripper. They're fucking awesome. They're awesome. They just played here on Saturday and I missed it, unfortunately. But I heard it was a great turnout.
Killer.
So
Yeah, we've got a couple other things coming up in June too. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about one thing, but it'll be Black Throne Productions related and happening in the middle of June. And then we've got a show it's June 21st, I believe, where we're actually going to be doing a full Sabbath tribute with some medleys that we've had in our live set for a while, and we're going to add in some extra stuff too. So that'll be a bit of a different experience, but it should be fun.
That's awesome. Right on. Well, that's awesome. You guys seem to be on a fucking great roll.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are busy. You guys
Yeah.
are. You're busy. That's awesome. You got good
Right on.
shows coming up, and you guys are playing with fantastic bands, and you're on a great festival bill. You guys have lots of albums out. You mentioned that you have merch at Bandcamp, so people can go over there and pick up your merch and your music. Definitely pick up their music for sure.
Yeah.
Do
You
it.
can also send us a DM if anybody's in the GTA or Hamilton area, and we can do a direct delivery.
Within
Right on.
reason.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ask cash for grass. That rule still applies.
It's a good rule. That's a good rule. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I was really, really happy I got to interview you guys. When I saw you, I had learned about you just prior to seeing the list, which is so super fucking hard to keep quiet. And then when I saw that you guys are on the list and I got to interview you, I was excited because I didn't have to wait until July, which is where my interview dates are at right now. So this is
Right.
great. I'm glad I got to do it on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday because we would have had to wait for a few more months to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I'm
so-
super stoked about the festival. It'll be cool to go out there again, and looking forward to seeing Ben and Shane, and thank them for having us out the last time when we did a live set there, and excited to be on this
Yeah.
festival too.
Yeah, those live sets I do with the interviews are fucking cool. They're so fun.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, no,
That
those
ended
guys
up
are
being,
great.
like,
They're-
yeah, perfect timing for us even last year because it was about a month before our split record came out, and like it was just perfect time for that promotion to come along for us. So
fantastic.
yeah, the whole set sounded killer. So it's a credit to them.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, and I mean, like they pull fantastic bands in, such as yourselves too. So, which is awesome.
We're definitely a good company on that list.
Oh yeah, yeah. And they can't be released fast enough for fuck's sake. I mean, it's my job to not tell people stuff until I'm allowed to tell people stuff. But this is probably one of the hardest things I've had to keep quiet in a long time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, like, I get sent a lot of good music and shows that are coming up and stuff like that. But festival bills are always difficult to keep quiet because I have 10 or 15 things that I can't say anything about.
Yeah, that's good.
I guess it's
So,
got to be tough too. I mean, we're lucky, I guess, that we're the third announced band, but some say the last band to be announced, like they've known about it for all this time and they just have to kind of sit on it. And it's
Yeah.
like, even just with your social media stuff, like how much do those bands share? Like they kind of
yeah, it's almost. I imagine that the bands that have to wait longer, they inch a little bit further up on their seat every week, knowing it's only a little bit longer that they have to keep quiet.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah, but no, Ryfield does amazing things for the music scene all over Southern Ontario, and they put Brantford on the map, which is fantastic.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and they're fun fucking musicians and people just to shoot the shit with and hang out with. So
Yeah, it was great seeing them actually at Doors.
Yeah, they can't. We played the last 2 dates of the Cannabis Hazy Tones tour this past weekend.
cool.
They
Yeah,
both put on new music. I go check that out. I already shouted them out, but
Yeah.
they were at the Friday night show at the Doors, so it was really great to see them there. And yeah, they're just awesome dudes.
that's fantastic. Yeah, no, they are. They're great. And Steph, man, shout out to Steph. That woman works fucking hard. Oh boy, does she ever. So yeah, I mean, all three of them do. All three of them work very hard, but Steph, she really puts in the extra mile. So yeah. So well, this has been fucking fantastic, and I really wish that I could sit and talk to you guys way longer because I could shoot the shit with you all night long. You guys are super easy to talk to, So I'm sorry that it has to be a little shorter than I wanted it to be. But
So it's okay. We're sitting in a studio and we couldn't figure out how to get a microphone working, so it's not your fault.
I really wish that I had hit live while we were going through that, because it was pretty fun. It was funny. Like, and I can only imagine the things that you were saying to figure out whether or not we could hear you.
It was a lot of what the fucks.
Yeah, a lot of what the
A lot of what the fucks.
I mean, when you guys came on at first with no sound, everything looked fucking stellar. The setup was great, the lighting was cool, everything was just, it was perfect. And then there was no sound, and then we got the sound figured out, and we couldn't see you for a minute.
Yeah,
It was
So-
chaos.
lots of chaos, but
We started beating each other.
You made it
We were
through.
talking divorce.
we've never had a session that just runs, whether it be recording or video calls or not. There's always something.
If my show started on time, people would think something was wrong. No, I can, maybe 2 out of the 600 or 700 interviews I've done in the last 4 years have been on time. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it is
I'm
a
anywhere-
stoner band too, so
yeah.
pardon?
it is a stoner band too, so it's almost expected to, like, running 10 minutes late or so. That's kind of par for the course.
I mean, like, yeah, anything, I think you're right. Anything within 10 minutes, I'm on fucking time, damn it. I'm going to take that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, and I mean, I won't say I didn't burn before the interview, because I do before all my interviews. If I wasn't in my car, I would be smoking, but I don't know what kind of trouble I can get in for sitting in my car and smoking pot during a live interview, even though my keys are over here.
You have to sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So I just, that's not comfortable. I
I'm
don't
waiting for
feel
the
like I'm in
driver.
the right spot. I tell you, whenever I go anywhere, concerts, anything, people are always like, "I'll drive," and I'm like, "No, I'll drive." Plus, I drive a standard, so I can drive just a little bit faster than everybody else.
I drive stick as well.
Awesome. I feel like it's a dying art.
Yeah.
It is,
You
but
save
our
money.
car-
You save like $1,000 when you buy a car with standard.
Fuck yeah, and like, I mean, nobody will ever steal our cars.
Yeah, because no one knows how to drive them anymore.
No, nobody knows how to drive. I've been trying to teach my daughters how to drive my car, because I mean, it is a dying art. I don't care what anybody says, though. No matter how many vehicles I have, until they are absolutely illegal or obsolete, I will drive a standard.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definitely. I have more control, and I go faster.
Yeah,
So, and I have more fun in the snow.
yeah.
So I just drive a tiny little Honda Fit. So in the summer she's a rocket on wheels, and in the winter
Oh, yeah.
she's a sled on wheels.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, this has been fantastic. We can find you on all the socials except for TikTok.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
There's probably a MySpace kicking around there somewhere too.
Oh, that's so fun. That's, I never had a MySpace. I don't have a Snapchat. People always ask me if I have Snapchat, and I like you were saying earlier, how you just feel like you're a little, bit too old for TikTok. I just feel that way about Snapchat. Like I'm 41 and I have no business being over there. I mean, at least that's just how I feel about it. I don't know. I mean, I've never also opened the app, so I have no idea what it is or what it's about.
Yeah, what it is,
but
what
I
it
have no
does.
fucking interest.
I
Well, I
imagine-
have no interest in it.
I imagine it would be just like walking into a high school in broad daylight. Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no place for me. No place for me. My kids are fucking mostly homeschooled, so
Nice.
like, yeah. Well, they were homeschooled for 4 years, and now they're back in government school for the social aspect of it. And yeah, if I had it my way, they'd still be in homeschooling. But things are changing. They're getting a little bit older, and their friends are changing, so they need that opportunity to be able to be there and gain some more social aspects of life. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, I don't mind working all day with just me and the dog either. So
Nice peace and quiet.
yeah, but I don't tell anybody.
Definitely don't stream it.
Well, yeah, really, right? So, but no, it's just me and the dog. It's definitely peace. I don't know if it's quiet because she's only 10 months old and she's a bull mastiff, so she's 100 pounds of get the fuck off me. But at the same
Yeah.
time, sit right here, don't move.
Yeah.
So she's great. But she's still in her hyper stage. She's still in her raptor stage.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but well, I've had a blast talking to you guys. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a
We
lot of
should
fun.
definitely do this again. I was talking to Order and Entropy last week. We were talking about taking bands on dates. So maybe that's something we could do. I live in Niagara Falls. Maybe we could do some zip lining or some mini putting or something, and we'll make a show out of it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
that's cool.
So, and maybe we'll get you guys down here sooner than later to play too.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
good,
We'll
yeah.
always come play shows.
That'd be fantastic. So I got a couple of dates coming up that you guys may fit on if you guys have the dates free. So yeah, you're welcome to them if you want them.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
on that note, we've told everybody where you are, but we're going to tell them again. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram, go to, did you say Twitter? Are you on the Twitter?
No,
The
I don't
Twitter?
think we have a
Listen to
Twitter.
me, that 40-year-old coming out again.
Mhm.
So Bandcamp, go to Bandcamp, buy their merch, support the band. You can't support them if you're not grabbing things from them. I mean, you can. Sharing is great and it's free, so please do that. But if
Sharing.
you can go the extra mile, make sure that you purchase things from the bands that you go see. Pay when you get to the door. Don't try to get in for free because that's not how we support our friends. That's not how we keep our metal family and community moving. We got to put the dollars in the buckets in order for them to put their dollars in our buckets so we can all keep doing this.
Rent ain't no free, baby.
Yeah, cash money.
Yeah.
So, right? So, yeah. But all right. Well, I'm going to kick everybody else out. I'm going to keep you guys for a couple of minutes and then we'll be on our way.
Awesome.
So it's
Thanks,
been
everyone.
fantastic.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. This has been fantastic. And I'm off Thursday. I have no show. It's my brother's birthday. I'll be in the Gorge. Next
Happy birthday.
week, thank you. I'll let him know. Next week, Thursday, I believe is Sentiment Dissolve. And Tuesday, well, you're going to have to tune in to find out who's coming on Tuesday.